What's going on? 2 minute warning. Fury back at it again. Damn, Fury back at it again. Spazzy. We got a
Y'all,
special show for you guys.
y'all happy tell right now.
We got a special show for you guys. We got Tim back again. We got Dula. We got James. Michael, my bro, is back again. And we got a special guest, nothing
Yeah.
but only Lewis in the house, folks. We got a full house. We got a great show for you guys. Yo, Tim, take it away.
Well, I want to say, Luis Rivera, thanks for coming on the show. I know this is gonna be your first show with 2 minute on One and Fury. Let's start off with the Greg Hardy situation. And before I say my piece, how do I feel about him doing the interview yesterday with ESPN? I do not condone domestic violence. Please, okay. I'm gonna say that again. I'm against domestic violence. Please, all right. I wish Greg Hardy would have did the interview last year. I believe that okay, he did the interview because he wasn't being signed off of free agency, which it could be a little selfish on his part. Another thing also is from what he went through last year, he needed to come on the Dallas Cowboys and just follow the rules, which it was told by even retiree players that he wasn't following the rules, coming in late, a whole bunch of other stuff. And I think off the field, he basically didn't care what anybody thought about him. Sometimes when somebody's blamed for something and they're gonna go 100 and say, "Listen, I didn't do it," you go a little extra hard to prove you didn't do anything. I think he should have did something what Michael Vick did with the dogfight incident where he did a little charity. I think he should have spoke up to the people like what Ray Rice did. So now, do I believe he's gonna be back in the NFL? I don't like to predict for somebody not to get what they want, but I will say it doesn't look good for him.
Look, man, I gave this interview exactly what it deserved. Absolutely no attention whatsoever. It wasn't on my radar, and you know what? Here's the problem with it. From what I'm reading about what happened and what this man said, it deserved less attention than I gave it. He doesn't deserve to be on a team. He doesn't deserve anything. Because if you're going to go out your way to pander to people and then pander by doing nothing at all, you literally wasted the times of ESPN. You wasted the time of all the fans. You wasted the time of the Dallas Cowboys. First of all, you wasted the time from day one because you came in like a joker. There was never any contriteness. And here's my problem. You can't say you did something wrong and then lack any humility. Because I know people who do that. They're never sorry. They never cared about what they did. And they had no intentions of apologizing. They're just saying that because guess what? They know you want to hear it. So that's what he is. And look, here's the problem, though. Unfortunately, he's still good at football. He may not play this season, but as we all know with the audience, I mean, once this election is done and we find something else to be furious about, then they'll sneak him in on a team, and he'll probably get rotations. But he's not playing this season. Maybe next season, though.
Yeah, I think he's going to definitely. He's 27 years old, young. I don't think nobody wants him to sit out a full year. They're making him sweat. Somebody is definitely going to sign him. I don't know if it's going to be by camp, before the beginning of the season, but he's going to find his way on somebody's roster because what he does, he's very good at it, and it's a premium out there for his services. He's not a running back like Ray Rice, where it was very apparent even before the domestic violence incident with Ray Rice that his skills were way on the decline, and by him sitting out all of that time, Ray Rice will never be in the league again. But I'm quite sure this year somebody will sign Greg Hardy. I wouldn't even be surprised if it was Dallas, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. No, that's not a dig at your team, bro.
No, I know.
All right, I don't want to be devil's advocate or anything, but I kind of look at it a little bit differently, just a little bit. My big thing is I kind of been like paying attention to the case since last year, and I'm not one to condone anything that he's accused of doing. But at the same time, if you're looking at everything that happened in the case, even though like it never went to trial, if you look at the files, everything says that there were witnesses, there were this, there were that. I mean, at this point, it's still he said, she said, regardless of indictment or anything. And if you look at his background, the only thing that we're getting on him right now about is for the fact that he never was humble about it. He never went back and said that he apologized. And for the fact that like sometimes whoever is representing you is telling you not to say anything. If you're going for a year to 2 years and your lawyer's telling you you can't say anything, I mean, I think that that's really his fault because when he got with Dallas, the first thing their PR should have been doing is leading them to the front and telling them, you got to be apologetic, you got to get out there, you got to say something to get this, to start shedding that light on you and the team. But at that point, like, everything that he's doing is just like, oh, let his play do the talking, man. It really just didn't work out in his favor. I mean, at this point, like, I don't want to say that whatever he is, he did. If you look at the papers, it says that there were witnesses, but the only one who said something against him was the girl. So it's just like, I really don't want to say that he is something or he did something without knowing. And the first thing I did was when he said that he didn't do it, I'm just like, all right, let me make sure that everything else says that you did it and there's no ways about it. I mean, knowing that he wasn't guilty and he was just indicted, that's one thing. So I can't really say that he's guilty of anything besides not coming out and saying anything earlier. That's just how I'm looking at it.
Tim, before you say anything, can I say something quick? Oh, wait, something? Oh, that's fine. Oh, no, I hear an echo coming from somebody else. But just to piggyback a little bit off of Lewis, it is true. There is a tight story with the whole domestic abuse allegation because her story is very loose as well. Not to say that I'm against I'm a chauvinistic or anything. It's just by the facts of this particular case. But that being said, Greg is an idiot and he doesn't understand PR. And at this time where the NFL have a horrible way of dealing with domestic abuse for the past couple of years, he does not have the sense to understand that this is your bread and butter. Yes, you have your ego, but if you are an employee, you cannot tell an organization you work for or your employee, this is who I am. This is, you're just going to take me. They're going to drop you. Because you, as a great athlete, does not worth fan income. They get their money from fandom. If the people start hating the NFL, they start losing money. So, you got to, cut your losses.
Right.
And that's where he is now. That's his story at the end of the day.
Listen, if you go back to when Greg Hardy was at Ole Miss, the guys had, character concerns, since college. The guy was, supposed to be a top 10 pick coming out of college. Where did he go, in the 5th round or something like that? Part of it was inconsistent play, but part of it was his attitude. He got suspended, I think his junior, senior year for violating team rules or something like that. What's that echo? All right, but here's the thing. I have to watch enough trash on television. I have to watch the 76ers play. I have to watch the Cowboys play. Group, all trash. I'll watch this trash too, and I feel the same way about it as the things I just mentioned. The hell with them. I don't think I just got a problem with Greg Hardy being in the league right now. Looking at Ray Rice, the guy sound, the guy in Ray Rice, he seems sincere in his ways. Problem is, he's a running back. He's old. He was losing tread, before all that.
Well, yeah, he's in the prime of his career. He can rush the passer, great player. But if you're a team, I understand, you got to win. And, talent usually helps you with that. Well, I had a hard time paying this guy anything, especially when it took him this long to do this interview in which he didn't really say much that he hasn't said before, but he said it, I guess, in a nicer manner. So, I can't swear on here, but, tell him.
Yeah, like my issue is that it's always with Greg Hardy, it's just this constant lack of awareness about him. And I know, like you said, without knowing everything, but that disregard for awareness of the situation, to me, speaks volumes to me. That's somebody who can look at what they did, know it's wrong, but convince themselves to go the other way. That's why you talk about somebody wanting to sleep with somebody else's wife during the season. You talk about all this crap when you know the heat's on you. If you were aware, any shred of awareness, you would have known, you know what, man? I'm blessed to be here. I'm going to answer these questions as terse as I can and get back on the field. But no, you go out of your way to just prove you don't even know what's really happening because you don't care enough about what's happening. And that's my issue with him.
Well,
that's out there. That's a fact right now.
But if I may say something, you also got to look at, and again, I'm not taking his side, but you got to understand something. We see a whole lot of things happen around the league where, especially when guys, NFL players are being accused of something. Nobody, when these guys are found innocent, nobody goes out their way to apologize or say, "Oh, I'm sorry for the wrong things I said about you" or anything. But you can go right away and criticize a man, put him down. There's only one guy who can judge, and that's the man upstairs. And all I'm saying is this: is that with Greg Hardy, the things that he was going through on the field, and I'm gonna put it out there. I'm also gonna blame the writers and ESPN and the analysts and all that because they took it as a joke. If you want to put out something for the public to see as far as what Greg Hardy did to this young lady with the pictures and everything, don't be an Eagles fan, okay, and put out the pictures because when everybody's gonna be like, oh my God, look what's going on during when the Cowboys are playing the Eagles, and then the following week when it's over, you put on the then you send out the testimony, her side of the story, his side of the story. Everybody was like, wait, this don't make no sense because to me that was only for a fans game or just for the Eagles to beat the Cowboys. If this man knows deep down inside he feels that he's innocent for whatever the story how it happened. Remember, he kept on saying I'm innocent as far as physically touching her, but everything around that I'm not innocent in. So he's basically saying he did something wrong, but it wasn't touching her. It is what it is. My whole thing is this. The stuff that he was going with on the field where the guys were disrespecting him, I mean, it's going to put a man down, but it shouldn't have took him this long, like Mike said, for him to come out and talk. To be honest with you, if there were any teams out here who could sign Greg Hardy and save his career, who do you guys feel it could be?
Besides Dallas?
No, we can't save him.
That's what I'm saying. Besides Dallas.
Yeah, besides Dallas, I don't think we can save him.
I would say Oakland, but Oakland already took on a charity case in Alden Smith.
I have two teams.
Who are they? Who you say? Who you think they are?
My personal opinion is the Patriots.
That's
Patriots, and my next team is Seattle Seahawks.
I don't know about the Seahawks.
Yeah, I don't know about the Patriots either.
I follow it. No, I totally see why both teams.
Okay, go ahead.
organization.
I would think the Seahawks more than the Patriots. I think, if you look at that roster, in Seattle, I mean, Pete Carroll's not afraid of taking on guys with talent who may or may not have some character issues. He drafted Bruce Irvin, who had a major story behind him before he even got to West Virginia, all of that. And then, he's dealt with players who, I think what you have to do is, and the Patriots and the Seahawks fit this bill, you have to have a strong-minded head coach, which check the boxes, Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick. And you got to have an organization and a winning culture in place,
Right.
which that it's kind of like, bro, look at where you're at. If you're gonna, F this thing up, no, you don't belong in the league.
Can I throw a team out there?
What's
Go
up?
ahead.
Pittsburgh Steelers. Tomlin.
Good team. Yeah. I agree.
On defense.
I could see Pittsburgh more than the other team.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I agree. Pittsburgh's a good choice.
Problem
Yeah.
with Pittsburgh is if we're talking from an X's and O's standpoint, he'd have to go to outside linebacker, and I don't know if Greg Hardy's an
Yeah, but I'm saying I guess I think he's gonna play regardless because right now he's starting. Right now, he's feeling it. He's feeling it. He's like, wait a minute, Alden Smith, and see Alden Smith now. For whatever he was accused of, he went to a new team. He's beyond a humble, taking the suspension. He's doing things that they want to see him doing over there. So they feel confident. They're feeling confident for them to sign him. Hardy, listen. You was giving a second chance in playing with a great organization who has given many chances to a lot of players. Some players take it and roll with it. Some hasn't. All you had to do was come in and do. When you had Daniel Woodson talking about the things you was doing, and he's not on the team no more, that's bad. And Daniel Woodson is not a corny player. This man, to me, deserves to be in the Ring of Honor for the stuff we did as a safety we did in Dallas. So, he dropped the ball with that, and like I said, God bless him. I hope something comes good out of this, but it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something to deal with for him.
All right, I guess last words now.
Yeah,
Mike,
Tim,
go ahead.
to counter against your point, that is my biggest issue with Greg Hardy. It's literally just a lack of awareness. Because yes, we can say it's unfair that the liars don't respond. It's unfair that all that. But guess what? It's also unfair that you get paid millions of dollars to play a game. So we're not here to discuss fairness. The issue is that the perception against you is flagrantly obvious, and especially if it's not true. This is my problem. Especially if it's not true, you need to make sure that you're putting out the right picture.
Hey, Michael,
that these people are lying on me. I'm not adding fuel to the fire. But he continuously dumps gasoline like he's on that scene from Zoolander with all the other models. He's just throwing gasoline everywhere.
And
Michael, this reminds me of a syndrome. The boy that cried wolf.
Yeah. Because I'm totally pissed that before we go to the next quarter, I'm totally pissed that Della was involved in domestic violence with his TV through the years he watched the Detroit Lions play. So, and then next quarter, deuces.
He dropped
that, man. He caught it. He caught that ball, Della. Stop playing, man.
That's what happened.
Oh, he caught it, Della.
Then he dropped it.
We'll see you in the playoffs.
All right, guys. We'll catch you at the next down and the last down. Just 2 downs for today, guys. All right. We'll be right back.